The wind whispered secrets through the old lighthouse's eaves, where dusk clung to the walls like a shroud, deepening the shadows that danced across cracked plaster. The air hung heavy with salt and decay, wrapping around Sam as he approached. Once a guide for ships to safety, the structure now stood abandoned and feared, a hollow sentinel of a lost era. Within its weathered embrace lay layers of history, tinged with both mystery and grotesque remnants. Sam sought refuge in this forsaken place, escaping the relentless hum of daily life. Fleeing the bitterness that cloaked his existence, he craved solitude on nights like this, when the ocean roared beneath the moon's pallid glow. It was fortuitous that such a place remained unmarred by modernity, a sanctuary from a world that relentlessly mocked his isolation. Yet, as darkness enveloped him, the shadows began to breathe. He attempted to converse with the spectral echoes of the sea, brushing his fingers along the peeling wallpaper where patterns warped into hallucinations. Faint echoes beckoned to him, the soft laughter of children, the drip of tainted tears from a cracked ceiling, each sound jarring against the silence he sought. The isolation pooled around him as he strained to listen. The lighthouse office held a trove of artifacts from centuries past, a reticent map of the coasts, expired liturgical books, and an ancient leather journal. It silently called out to Sam, its spine cracked, pages yellowing as if breathing memories of the past. As he leafed through the diary, the ink writhed, both entrancing and maddening. Names of coastal towns swallowed by the sea, prayers to forgotten deities, and unsettling sketches of shadowy, elongated figures. A family, or perhaps a cult, haunted the margins, worshippers of some eldritch force that demanded untold sacrifices. Unease crawled through Sam, but curiosity compelled him to unearth the history under the dust. He stumbled upon a sketch of the lighthouse itself, distorted and misaligned, one beam inexplicably thick. A serrated scratch above the light caught his eye, indicating a presence. What was this? He wondered, a whisper of dread creeping in among unsettling thoughts. Each night synced with the wind's rhythmic holler. Gales wove through cracks in the doorframe, taunting him with fragments of his psyche. The feeling of being watched hung heavy. Was it local lore gnawing at his sanity? Urban legends spun tales of vanishing lighthouses, of fishermen drawn to depths by nameless laughter. He poured another glass of whiskey, enveloped in paranoia. His dreams morphed into bizarre tapestries. Creatures from the drawings climbed the walls, bodies warped and sinewy, gazes that suspended reality, leaving him gasping. Many nights, he awoke in cold sweat to find his journal filled with unfamiliar scrawls, cryptic phrases seeping into him like a slow poison. One foggy morning, he spotted figures in the distance, murmuring in low tones that tumbled through the salt air. He felt an inexplicable pull toward them, but deep within, resistance stirred. They loomed along the cliffside, cloaked in shadows, eclipsing the remnants of hope, their features lost to mist. Their presence conveyed a hunger that defied logic. As days bled into weeks, time frayed. Sam staggered through the haze between night and day, trapped in the lighthouse's cyclical grasp. He grew attuned to the curious happenings. Shadows flickered with patterns. Time unwound like tattered strands, and he felt lost souls pressing close, murmuring secrets that evaporated whenever he tried to grasp them. He often struggled to recognize the day. Moments stretched and twisted until hours blurred like memories echoing from that cursed journal. During one delirious fit, he marveled at his own handwriting, overtaking the pages with a chilling refrain. "You are not chosen," carved deep into his thoughts, slicing through him like sharp glass, haunting and insistent. On a stormy evening, the tempest mirrored his erratic pulse. Sam stood at the window, waves crashing below as he pierced through the storm. The figures emerged, clearer than ever, performing a dance that moved him like a marionette. They beckoned, whispering, "We are waiting." their unison compelling him against his will. In a stark moment of horror, realization struck him. These were disfigured reflections of himself, grotesque iterations of who he could become. Heart racing, he recognized he was ensnared within this macabre cycle. The lighthouse was no refuge. It fed on his fear and fragility. The figures multiplied, surrounding him in a confluence of yearning, their shadowy forms stretching into the unknown. Sam attempted to scream, but the sound died in his throat, choking on its impotence. The lighthouse groaned to life as reality spiraled into chaos, an amalgamation of horror and disturbing clarity intertwining until he was lost within this grotesque mosaic. As the storm reached its zenith, his vision warped. In that final moment of understanding, clarity shredded him, leaving a splintered soul adrift in the relentless tides of time. The lighthouse, transformed from structure to vast maw, swallowed him whole, alongside moments that could have mattered, rendering him an echo among shadows and salt-laden memories. Long into the silence that followed, the lighthouse flickered again in the distance, a beacon of longing, perched on reality's edge, awaiting the next soul to slip through its frayed past, yearning to bask in the haunting whispers of forgotten truths.